The next question will start first with Susan. And it's what do you want to accomplish when elected? And how do you intend to actually make that happen?
Okay. Well, I think I'll answer the second part first. How do I intend to make that happen? Because it really kind of summarizes some of the finer points. So I would say that we have to make it happen really by facts, data, and a lot of persuasion, right? So we can't go into this and say, we're going to have this polarized situation going on in the United States where we're on two opposite sides and nobody comes to the middle, because that's exactly what's happening now. I do feel there's going to be a wave of red in November, but we have to keep that in mind, that we have to really work our magic with other members in Congress to have anything be accomplished. So the way I intend to do that is really by a lot of persuasion, collaboration, and really trying to change that culture of the polarization. So some of the things I want to really tactically achieve in Congress. The first one is to return to energy independence. Wait a minute, time that quick? Is it 30 seconds or is it 1 minute? Okay, I talked for 1 minute. All right, well, we'll talk about that one later too.
Could you repeat the question, please?
What do you want to accomplish when elected, and how do you intend to actually make that happen?
Thank you. First and foremost, I think one of the most important jobs of a congressman is to represent the people. And for too long, we've elected people that are tone deaf, millionaire politicians that are out of step with what's going on back at home. Bill Foster is a perfect example of that. So one of the first things I would do is I will listen to the people. Secondly, the job of a legislator is to draw people to themselves. They present an idea, a legislation, and you draw people to yourself. I've been working as an attorney in an adversarial process for 20 years. I know how to fight hard for my constituents when it's called for, but I also know when it's time to roll up my sleeves, work with the other side, and get things passed so that we can solve problems and move the 11th district forward. Thank you.
Yeah, so what I would say is I think the first thing we need to do is understand that unfortunately we have a Democrat in the White House right now, and I would go to U.S. Congress to go ahead and put a check on the progressivist policies of the Joe Biden administration. And that's actually a significant thing that needs to be done, because we'll have to wait one more cycle until we can go ahead and put a Republican in the White House. And so that's the first thing we would need to do. Is number two, I would care tremendously, just coming from my background in business. I've got a small business with a music school, and one thing I found out is that if you have money, you have money. And if you don't have money, you don't have money. And you have to be honest with the numbers. And I would care tremendously about going to Congress to go ahead and fight for fiscal responsibility in every single way that I can, with every single bill that would come across the floor, to make sure that we're not continually putting this really, really tough debt on our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Along with that, I would also care tremendously about continuing to fight for school choice and fighting for federal funding, as well as making it as easy as possible for students, especially in poor and middle-class communities, to access private schools and charter schools. Thank you.